Welcome to week 6 in review with BONESTORM, live and direct from Matt and Kev and Grandma and post debate. So this should be lots of fun. Kev, you got anything to say about this front page?
No.
You see someone from Notre Dame on there?
Let me see here.
It's a really small...
Chase Claypool.
There you go. Yes, your sister's savior, or so she hoped. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's dive into the first game. The first one, hey, it's you, Camp Krusty versus Jason.
Okay, well, hey, I called Jason the whole way, so I'm sorry, my brother. But I got lucky with 148.5 to your 116. However, I will say I don't think this is a case of me beating Jason. I think this is just a case of his players underperforming. In any other world, he would have won. But, hey, even a broken clock is correct twice today, right?
Exactly, yes. So in this one, I have to pull a little closer to look at the scores. So, yeah, Lamar Jackson really did well. In fact, outperformed his projections for you for 32. 28 for Ronald Jones. That was huge. Julio Jones finally comes to play with 35, giving you the total of 148. On the other side, Tom Brady had an okay day with 18. I'm sure he would have liked more from him. A.J. Brown had a good day with 26 and 18 from the New York Football Giants. But you're right, the rest of his team kind of went to sleep. So you got him in the sleeper hold and just put him down for that one. Next up. Ooh.
What's the next one here? Scorched Doubtfuls.
This one was a tight one.
Yes, the Scorched Doubtfuls. Low-scoring affair. 115 gets it done versus Kev's 107. Not really sure. George Kittle, I did see him have a big game, but if you look at it, top 3 scorers over here on my other page, not very high. Patrick and the defense scoring 16. But maybe Hodges gets it done with a Mr. Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, absolutely. Kirk Cousins comes in for 28 in a horrible loss to Atlanta. Some of that was garbage time, I'm sure. But the real story of this one was Aaron Rodgers. Mr. I'm back. Mr. I'm the best ever. They all underestimated me. Well, you turned
his worst day ever, right?
You got spanked by the old man Tom Brady. Yeah, he came out with Aaron gets 1.8 total on a projected 24. That's heartbreaking. Like you said,
I think it was Todd who brought up that was, I think, the lowest producing game of his entire career fantasy-wise.
Wow. And Clemens, I'm sure, was happy for that. He also called Devin Singletary a turd, I think, because he didn't help him on Monday or whatever it was. So he wasn't happy with Devin either. But yeah, so congrats to Joe on his win. Let's move on to the next one. Oh, this here's Mama.
Mama's here for the in-person review. We've got, let me find it really quick. Here it is. The Braille Bombers getting it done against the powerhouse. That is the Gentleman Four Quarterlies, handing her second loss, I believe. The Braille Bombers go big with Murray, and Connor has a decent game with also 20. Gentleman Four Quarterlies only scoring 112 with a decent day by Tannehill at 37.5. But not the 4 or 5 touchdowns Claypool had the previous week.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like you said, Claypool had a decent day, which is nice, and so did T. Higgins. But there was a lot of her guys that severely underperformed. I mean, Burkhead was scheduled for 9. He only got 1.4. Evans, he only gets 2 points. Goose egg for Gesicki, which is almost unheard of, especially with Ryan Fitzmagic just slinging it and then killing him, but they couldn't get it to him apparently, or he wasn't part of the whole thing. Meanwhile, my mom's Kyler Murray saved her bacon. In fact, I remember it going into that night. She's like, that's it. We're going to lose. This isn't good. My score's not good. She has, but yeah, there's no way. I have too much of a hill to overcome. And even with Elliott's fumbles, sorry, Jay, another Dallas sad note for you. Kyler Murray just lit it up against Dallas, and that really brought her home. She had some other nice tip-ins with James Conner and Myles Gaskin, so she had the Miami producer, not Terry, this week. Let's move on to, hey, it's the winning ways of Maddie.
Oh, here we go. The Unpossibles. Talk about another David and Goliath. Maddie gets it done. Improves to 3-3 with a decent score of 153, getting a 40 burger from somebody named Jay Jefferson. No idea who that is. Springfield United, you know it's a rough week when your highest scorer is your defense at 26. I think there was even a couple of open slots in there. Matt, I don't know if this is a case of you winning or him not setting a lineup. I did send a reminder to him today, so hopefully he fixes that. But you get it done, 153 to 108.
Thank you, sir. Yes, and even if you add up all of his scores for the people on his bench, he still wouldn't.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Yes. It wouldn't have mattered. But you're right. It's never fun. Yeah. It's never a fun win when you see the guys missing people. You're like, well, I don't want to win that way. At least I don't want to. I want to play the guy when he's giving me what he's, we'll line up your best squad against me. But I was very happy with most of my folks. Thank you, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Even with Le'Veon Bell breathing down your neck, he gave me 22, so thank you for that. Calvin Ridley with another great day. He continues to impress. And yes, Justin Jefferson, who you didn't know, was one of my people that was in my radar before the year even started. So I was happy to get him, but he has just been killing it for Minnesota. He is a big rookie. And Brandon Cooks, that had to have frustrated Todd, because Todd drafted Brandon Cooks, who did next to nothing or was streaky or didn't do enough for him. He cuts him. I pick him up. Boom, 21. He's like, I hate Brandon Cooks. I'm like, believe me, I do too. I wasn't counting on those 21, but I was very happy to get him. So I feel
you screwed Todd all over the place today. What you gonna get in for that young boy? He's a nice kid. What is your problem?
He stomped on my toes, and that's never
forget.
Go
back to Justin Tucker.
And listen, no, it's not just Justin Tucker. It's when we played basketball one of the first times in his backyard. And I was barefoot and he stomped on my foot just to get to the hole. And I understand his
at least you don't. At least you don't hold a grudge.
Exactly. No, you know what? I forgive, but I don't forget, Todd. Never forget.
I like
Moving
it.
on to the wild
Speaking
poopers.
of never forgetting, yeah, wild poopers. Man. The lowest production of the year. She's been used to those 180-plus games. Unfortunately, only manages to get 117. I think part of that was some of her big guys were on buys. Yep. Love hugs and ice cream. Pulls out another win. A team who's really doing well this year. Love hugs improves to 4-2. 500 for the Wild Poopers. He scores 155 in a win. I petered out there.
That's okay. Yeah, big day for old Greggy Weggy there. He had a big day, obviously, for Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's now being benched for Tua, which I understand he's the future, but man, Fitzmagic's been getting it done. I think Miami might have some problems with Tua. I don't know. I maybe he'll be great, but I'm just like, why would you step away from a hot hand? But again, another Monday miracle for Mr. Greg. He was cheering on Kenyon Drake, who was. I mean, there should have been an APBF for him the way he ran through that line of Dallas's defense. I mean, it was like they weren't even there. It was like a warm knife right through a hot knife through butter. On top of that, he had Amari Cooper on the other end of it in the garbage time, coming back and getting points for him. But that was all he needed to take down the mighty Cat, who, again, like you said, normally your scores are in the 180s or close to 100. So, that's definitely an anomaly, and I'm sure she'll bounce back from that. But congrats on the win, Greg. We move on to the Malibu Stacy's.
Malibu Stacy's, as Tom Petty says it, oh my, oh hell yeah, scores 194.
Almost 200.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Against Just Red Rifle Chubb, who puts up 107. Dawn was a powerhouse. Look, she's got two dudes who combined for over, oh my goodness, 90, almost 90 points, I guess, as I look at it. Yep. Derrick Henry rumbles for 45.4. Deshaun Watson, 44. Very nice day. Dawn was very happy. And it was a tale of many seasons past. She starts out slow, says the whole thing's in the shitter, and then turns right around and now starts putting together a decent season. She's at 500 and knocking on the door of first place. We'll cover that soon.
Yep. Yeah, she had, like you said, her big two were Deshaun Watson and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry in that impressive win, and Deshaun in the loss, but he got lots of garbage time as well with Tennessee. Lots of points there, so congrats for her. And then not that she needed it, but she got Christian Kirk tipping another 24 on Monday night. Again, and poor Josh Allen, who had been the cornerstone of Todd's team, only goes in with 18. James Robinson with a nice day of 15. Terry McLaurin 14, but nowhere near what he needed to get it done against somebody almost scoring 200. And then, I don't know if you saw this in the trade, but Todd traded away Josh Allen. In return, got Melvin Gordon.
Oh, wowzers. That's a block
No,
I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with both those teams. But congrats, Don, on that monster score. Let's get to the standings and tell me how it looks.
Let's do that. Okay, we have on Brockway, still alone at the top. Gentlemen four quarterlies, even with the loss, stands alone at 4-2. The Unpossibles, Matthew is knocking at the door as well. One game back out of first place. Well done. And the Scorched Doubtfuls really needed a win. Couldn't get it at 2-4. Everybody's alone in their spots. Going to Ogdenville, we got Love Hugs and Ice Creams out in front. The Meaty Haunches. Every time I hear Haunches, I think you. And I thought Matt was the Impossibles. But no, that is Joe. Joe follows his brother, followed by Just Red Rifle. Hopefully that improves. North Haverbrook, we've got some distance between these two. It seems like each division now has kind of sorted themselves out, at least in a 1, 2, and 3 spot. Yep. No difference in North Haverbrook. We've got Jason, my man, even with the loss, still alone out front at 4-2. The Wild Poopers had a chance to come and take that first spot away, but couldn't continue her high-scoring ways. She has 3-3, and Camp Krusty is just one game out of playoffs at 2-4. Springfield United alone in front. He's 4-2. One game back is the Malibu Stacy's at 3-3, and just one game back from there is the Braille Bombers. The one thing I really like about the standings this year is we are deep into the season at this point, fairly deep anyway.
Yep.
And everybody's 1 or 2 games out of it. I mean, it's everybody's still in this thing.
Yeah. No one's running away with it. You have some teams who are doing better than others, but certainly that Springfield division is so tight, literally separated only by one game there that could really swing it either way. Everybody else is starting to separate, but there's no guarantee there. And certainly a very strong division with Ogdenville with 2 4-win teams in that right now. We'll see how that continues to shake out, if they continue their winning ways or if they hit some stumbling blocks as we go down the stretch. Let's get to the claims. I didn't do today's claims, even though there was some action with Antonio Brown that I'll talk about. But let's talk about yesterday's.
Okay.
Can you see it or no?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it? I'm happy to talk about it normally.
Yeah, you do it. You do it.
Okay, so for this one, there was a bidding war for the Chiefs defense. Everybody likes them this week. Looks like Jason was the winner for that one with $6. Everybody else went 5 and 4, so they were all within the range. No one overpaid or completely went lowball on that one. Let's see. The other one was the guy you said, who's that guy? Again, because you don't watch football, a guy by the name is Travis Flugham from Philadelphia has been lighting it up. And I thought he was going to go. I actually considered on getting him last week, and you made fun of me. This week, there's a bidding war on him. $10 it went to Love Hugs and Ice Cream. So congrats. Now this morning, I am going to stand by my comments. I don't know who the hell that is, and whatever you guys bid was too much. Okay. So the big story last night, or in the news, was actually there were 2. I missed one, obviously, but the one I did hear about was Antonio Brown. I've been hearing stuff percolating about him, that he's going to be off the suspension. He could come back technically to the league. He's been working out. He worked out with Danger Russ Wilson, so he might go to Seattle. And so for all the hype, I bought in and said, you know what? I think I'm just gonna tag that just in case it happens. So I put a big $21 in. Now the funny thing is, and Todd's really gonna be mad when he watches this video, my first bid was $3. I'm like, he ain't worth more than 3. I'm just gonna put that in there. If somebody bids nothing or 1, beat them. But then I'm like, now you know what? I bet other people are reading these same stories. They might bid. I'm gonna go a little higher. And I looked, and I still have, surprisingly at this point in the game, I have a decent still budget. I'm well over 100. You actually have one of the lowest, which is ironic because normally you have money till the end, but you overspent on that 1 week so much, like down to $84 or 48. It's some really small number compared to the 200. But for me, I'm still like at 121. I
spent like $150 that day.
It was like a drunk person going into Reno. You just like all on black. I'm out of here, you know. So for me, I
can't be trusted with money.
No, we know that. That's for sure. So does Mike Sewell. So anyhow, for me, I thought, you know what? I can spend a little, and if I get it burned, it's okay. It's worth a shot. If he returns on my investment, that would be huge. So we'll see what he does. I'm not counting on anything. Let's move to next week. It's you versus Mama. Oh, snap.
Yes. And you took this I think a little bit earlier today or yesterday. I have since corrected. No, that's okay. I have since corrected my lineup. What are the projections here? Let's see, it's projecting. Ooh, 92, but that was before the changes.
I can't hear you, dude. You're too far away from whatever microphone you were talking into.
And no, I'm right here.
Okay, I'm just telling you, you sounded like you went, and now you're back.
Oh, sorry. I was looking off to the side.
Yeah.
Okay, with the changes, I have an updated one, so I'll just mention that. With the changes, it's got me at 131 and Mama at 148. It's not just because she's sitting there. I would take Mama big time this week. The reverse psychology has been working so far, so I'm going to stick with it. Mama's going to win big. What say you?
I say Mama's going to win big too, because you're missing your tent pole, Lamar Alexander. Lamar Alexander, wasn't he like a
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, yes, and his favorite tight end target, Mark Andrews. That was a nice 1-2 punch.
That's right.
He went to at least more than a few times this year. So without those two, you're not going to have the big firepower, but that doesn't mean you're not going to score. Meanwhile, Mom's got some decent matchups. It's going to be interesting to see. Arizona did so well against Dallas. Not that Dallas has a great defense, but now they're going up against Seattle. That might be a little tougher. That's a division rivalry, a lot tougher, but still I like Kyler Murray to get it done. If not by the air, by his legs. He runs a lot. So she'll get like an extra running back amount of, carries that way. And we'll see how Ezekiel Elliott does with the horrible Washington team, the Redskins. I'm not calling the Washington team. And if Noah Fant's healthy, that should be good too. But we'll see.
Well, my backup to Lamar Jackson is one Matt Ryan, so I'm very comfortable.
Well, hey, he did great last week. I think he outscored Lamar Jackson, but you didn't even need it because,
He did. He had like 40-something.
Right, but again.
So maybe I play him this week. He gets me another 40-something, and I trade him.
Yeah, let's see. Exactly. You get him rolling while he's hot. Now it's me versus Just Rifle Chubb. So this is, although I don't even know he says Chubb, because Chubb's out for the season, but I guess maybe in spirit Chubb lives on his team. So me versus Todd.
Just Red Rifle Chubb. Oh, because Josh Allen is gone. I get it.
Exactly.
So this game is already off to an exciting start. 15-7 advantage Matty. The projected total has you. They like you. It's projecting 155 for you at this latest poll and 132 for Todd.
Yeah, again, like you said, off to an okay start for me. I grabbed the Eagles defense for nothing this morning. I love that $0 bid. I don't know if Todd came up with it or Jason, but I absolutely love it, especially for defenses who I like to trade out like they're trading cards. And I hated even paying $1 for them because I'm cheap that way. We'll see if Kareem Hunt can bounce back against that vaunted Steelers defense. He was held in check, which made me very happy as a Steelers fan, not happy as a fantasy fan, even though I took my win. But hopefully he rebounds against Cincinnati, has a huge day. Keenan Allen is questionable. We'll see. Let's see how Josh is. God, Josh, I keep saying Josh because he had Josh Allen. I'm not thinking about Josh. I'm thinking about Todd.
I know. Kevin did the same thing on the text.
Called him Josh on the text, and that screwed me up. I'm blaming Clemens for this. This is his fault. We'll see how Justin Herbert, his new lovely man with his beautiful locks playing for the Chargers, does. And we'll see if Michael Thomas takes the field and gives him the firepower to give me a run for my money or possibly take me down. Let's move on to Garegi versus Johnny. Johnny, CEO.
This one, the latest projections has this very close. I don't know what yours says yet. I haven't looked at it. Oh, it's still very
Mine's like 5 points off, so it may be different. But
well, there was a little playing
Naeem Hines, he probably had to move out, right?
Freeman.
Yep.
Right. So right now it's projected Love Hugs and Ice Cream at 146. Springfield at 150, basically. So very tight game between Johnny, Love Hugs, and Ice Cream. This is a game of two powerhouses right now, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one because, like you said, these two have been doing a lot of winning. It's going to matter a lot for both of them to keep their standing or possibly slip in their own divisions. Let's see if Kenyon Drake can continue his streak against Seattle. How's Devontae Freeman going to do? Stephon Diggs, who had been on a hot streak, we'll see if he continues that against those hapless Jets. On the other side of the ball, you got Patrick Mahomes going up against Denver. Denver, who looked very strong against the Patriots, but I don't know how they're going to look against that tough Kansas City offense. And then you got Tyler Lockett. Is he going to be the safety blanket for old Russell Danger Wilson while AB's warming up in the bullpen? And Darren Waller makes his triumphant return from the bye week against Tampa Bay. So we will see. We're moving on to Wild Poopers versus the Staceys. Ooh, this is a cat fight. Let's see who's going to win.
Yeah, I think there might be still some work to do on Don's side, but we shall see. As of right now, we've got the Wild Poopers projected to get a monster 152 to Don's 124. And, oh, geez, I think even Cat might have an open slot there, so it might even project even more. Don's going to need some help here.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, Kat doesn't do too poorly too many weeks, and I'm guessing that last week's going to be an anomaly, not a trend of things to come. I see her doing.
Oh, her Ravens are on a bye. The Ravens are
Right.
on a bye.
Right, which is something that she absolutely counts on some of those games. Sometimes they give her 20 or 30 if they're playing some dog team. So she's going to have to go on somebody else. But I fully expect Will Fuller to be Will Fuller, how he has been this year, and just dominate. And Joe Mixon, I don't expect him to do what he did against me. Thank you, Pat, with the 3 touchdowns. But I expect him to do pretty well for her. On the other side, Sean Watson looks to have a very good day against Green Bay. Derrick Henry against Pitt, that's going to be the matchup, man. That is all Pitt's going to do is try to slow down Derrick Henry and make Tannehill beat you, which I'm sure he might be able to, but we're going to try to stop that. But I'm sure our focus is going to be on Derrick Henry. That man carries a load, and if you watch any of that game, he has some speed. Once he gets through the hole, he just goes, man. And then she's got the Patriots against San Francisco. So San Francisco took a beating against Miami. Let's see how they do against the Pats defense. Moving on to the next matchup, we have Mr. Clemens.
Well, the Patriots seem like a real different team, don't they, without Brady?
Absolutely. Yes, I'd say right now, Tampa Bay is doing a little bit better with old Tom than Belichick without him. And, you know, Cam started off winning a couple games, but they've had some tough sledding. So we'll see if they can rebound. I mean, if nothing else, they're going to have good coaching, but it can only go so far. Let's see what the players do, right? I know Edelman's not getting used enough. If you ask me, I'd say put him in more. Sorry, that's just my own personal opinion because I have him.
Okay, we've got the Scorched Doubtfuls going up a Gentleman's Ford Quarterlies, who already has 3 players playing at the moment in the game tonight. Right now, it's 22 to nothing, 22.5 to 0, but the projections tell a different story. Still likes the Scorched Doubtfuls at 138. The Terry's projected 125, but this is a 4-2 team going up against a 2-4 team, so could be a twist of fate for these two if projections are right.
Yeah, going to be very interesting because, like you said, Terry's leading our division. The Scorched Doubtfuls, cellar dweller, but needs a win. And in fact, these guys bookended me. So for me, this is happy either way. The only way it would hurt me is if they tied. Wait, I've just spoke that into existence. No ties. No ties. I don't want any ties. I would like Clemens to win and Terry to lose so that I can hopefully slide in if I can get a win this week or at least can keep pace with her. Again, Ryan Tannehill going up against a difficult pass rush from the Steelers. Let's hope that takes him down. I hope we hold him in nothing. I doubt it, but we'll see what we can do. Meanwhile, I got Aaron Rodgers looking to rebound. I'm sure he's mad about last week. I'm sure he hears it from everybody. He's looking to get a little revenge against going against those Houston boys. Then you got DeAndre Swift, who's looking very decent. And Atlanta's a horrible defense, so he may do well there. And Kittle going up against New England. You had Allen Robinson, Mr. Steady Eddie against the Rams, and Claypool at Tennessee. Again, no one's had an answer for Claypool yet. I don't think Tennessee's going to, or if they do, it's not going to be a matter of can they contain him, but how much they can contain him. I think he's still going to get away with at least 1 touchdown, if not more, and a decent amount of yards. That guy is insanely impressive so far. I'm so happy we got him. And man, give it up to Pittsburgh. We can find wide receivers in those later rounds that produce number ones. And Claypool is just the latest. And man, his size is what we needed so far. But that's another podcast for Steelers fans. Let's move on to.
He was amazing at Notre Dame, and he'll continue to be. And quite a nice little season for the Steelers so far this year.
Yeah, so far so good. So now we got Jason versus Joseph.
Okay, I'm calling this the game of the week because, man, we got 2 4-2 teams going after each other. So one of these teams is going to be just over 500 after this week, and another one could stretch out a little bit from the rest of their division. However, the projections do not like Joseph in this one, only giving him 115 to Jason's 154. They like Jason this week. Both have players going right now. Nothing spectacular. Evan Ingram, I guess is who that is, 9 points. And Jay Elliott's got uno at this point in time. So
Kicker,
a 9-1 right now. It likes Jason. I like Jason. I'm calling Jason this one. No offense, Joe. Just maybe you've got bye week problems or something. 115 is pretty low. I don't know what's driving that. I can't see the lineup here.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one, another tough week for Joe. But I like what he's doing here. He's playing Joe Burrow against the Cleveland defense, who got just torched by the Steelers last week. Now, I'm sure they'd like to respond, but Joe Burrow's looking to be like a pretty good quarterback so far. He's having a good run there in Cincinnati. They're not getting the wins, but it's a division rivalry, so hopefully he plays well. I'm looking for Robert Woods. That's going to be tough going against Chicago, but he's pretty steady there. And Henry Ruggs, the Las Vegas, now they're off the bye going against Tampa Bay. Meanwhile, boy, Jason's loaded. And again, on paper, Jason wins this every day and twice on Sunday. But that's why we play the game any given Sunday, right? Jason gets back Chris Carson. Antonio Gibson's been playing great. He's got Devontae Adams again. Tyreek the Freak against Denver. We'll see what they can do for him there. Like I said, on paper, Jason wins this, but that's why we play. I'm rooting for you, Joe, just to see an upset since Kev took old Jason. So let's move on. Oh, that's the last one. I'm going to stop sharing now.
Well, another reason why I'm picking Jason is anybody who has 4 E's in their first name is automatically going to get my vote with C.D. Williams or whoever that was.
C.D. Lamb?
Oh. C.D. Lamb, that's it. C.D. Lamb. I love it.
Okay, yeah, no, love C.D. Lamb. He's playing great for the Cowboys, but boy, you want to talk about the hits just keep coming for those guys. I mean, they get killed by Arizona. Dak goes out with that horrible injury. It's like I'm sure they're looking for the third thing to happen this week. And I as much as I hate Dallas, I love Jason, hate Dallas. I even feel bad for that franchise. I mean, I'm like, that's got to be rough with all that stuff happening. And we'll see what they can do. I don't know what they're going to do. Obviously, Andy Dalton is not the Andy Dalton that he was before. Not that he was a Premier League, thrower. He was a decent guy in Cincinnati for years. But we'll see what he can cobble together there, and maybe they can come up with a better plan. But it's like they're really just keen on Elliott, and let's hope he doesn't get the fumbles this week. It should be another fun week of football. I know they all had a great outing up at Clemens. I didn't get a chance to go, but that brew place seemed like it was a good thing.
I'm so jealous about that. Looked like a good one. Yeah.
And it sounded like he made some great burgers. So hopefully we can loosen up the restrictions and do that at a little sooner time. But thanks for everybody for playing. Johnny, set your lineup. That's going to be the cadence until he does. Make sure he's got all starters. Why don't you got anything else to say, or you going to take us home?
Halloween wise in California, what are you guys doing?
Oh, we're still up in the air. We don't know because Gavin Newsom has not been the friendliest to any kind of gatherings, and he's waiting for the election. The science to tell him what to do. So we will see what happens on that one. I mean, we're discussing all options, right? We're discussing maybe going out. Maybe just walking around the neighborhood. I don't know. The good thing is Nate's such a trooper. He's like, hey, man, I'm up for anything. He goes, even if we stay in, I'm totally fine with that. He goes, we could just dress up and do something goofy in here. And I said, that's nice of him, dude. We might just put out candy for the kids in a bowl and just leave it out there and just say, hey, contactless, whatever. Go take whatever you want. If it's gone by 7, sorry, somebody took all the candy, right? We're done. So what about you guys in Idaho?
Yeah, that's what – well, typically we go out for trick-or-treating and we leave the bowl, which never lasts because some stinking teen will come by and dump the whole thing in his pillowcase or whatever it is, probably not even in a costume.
Right.
But this year I think we're bringing the fire pit out to the driveway.
Nice.
We're going to light it up, and I might make some kind of a shoot system or leave the bowl out where we're at least watching them grab it.
That's totally up your alley. And one thing I started doing that I know you're going to do, and you should do that night, and I'm sure you probably have this already in your capability, I don't, you should project onto your garage or somewhere behind you as you're sitting there. On Disney Plus, they have all the Treehouse of Horrors for The Simpsons. You could watch them all in a row.
Oh, cool.
And it was fun.
Oh,
I went back and
cool.
watched some of them. I was stuck on the monkey paw one when I last left off. Those things still hold up. They are still funny.
Nice. I might do that. I do have a projector.
Yep. So, yeah, you might think about that just for some fun for you, or to entertain yourself while you're waiting for the kids to come up or not come up or be running away or you're hucking candy at them, So, Kev, take us home. You've gone on long enough. Oh, no, I started.
Stay classy, BONESTORM.
Wait,
what?
I screwed it up. I start, then you finish.
Yeah.
So I say, for Kevin Heath, I'm pointing the right way. This is Matt Dickey saying,
stay classy, BONESTORM.
You have the worst timing. All right, but I was inside. There was light. We did this before David's bath. I even pushed.
I liked it.
So yeah, so expect more of this next week. We're going to be doing it live and in person, and maybe with more guests other than Mama. Maybe we'll have Nate jump in or David or whoever. So thanks everybody. Y'all have a good.
How about Kathy's hand could be a guest?
Kathy's hand will be a guest next time. We can show all the horrible things those PT people are making her do. They're now having this torture device where they're going to make her wrap her hand up, and then something goes around it to hold it there, and then she has to try to wear it for like a half an hour before she can get it out of there. So we'll see how that works. So good luck. We'll see you next week. Take care. Stay classy. Love to all. Okay, stopping recording.
Love you.